You get up from your chair after sitting for a while, and for the first few steps, your legs feel stiff, maybe a little numb. Maybe your feet feel cold, even though the room is warm. You tell yourself it's just part of getting older, and in some ways, that's true. Your circulation does change over the years, but normal for your age doesn't mean it isn't worth understanding or worth supporting. If you're in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, the blood vessels in your legs have been working for a long time. They've carried blood through decades of walking, standing, sitting, resting. Over time, they can lose some of their flexibility. Blood flow to the feet and lower legs can slow down. And several of the nutrients your body relies on to keep that system running smoothly become harder to get enough of, simply because appetite changes, digestion changes, and some medications interfere with absorption. Today, we're going to walk through 5 vitamins that are commonly associated with healthy circulation, especially in the legs and feet. We'll count them down from 5 to 1, and we've saved what many consider the most significant one for last, because by the end, you'll understand not just what it does, but a simple daily habit that may help your body use it better. Number 1, vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant, and its primary role in the body is protecting cell membranes, including the delicate cells that line the inside of your blood vessels, from oxidative damage. This lining, called the endothelium, plays a direct role in regulating how easily blood vessels widen and narrow, which directly affects how efficiently blood reaches your legs and feet. Some researchers believe that as oxidative stress accumulates with age, the endothelium may become less responsive, potentially making it harder for blood vessels to dilate properly when your legs need increased blood flow, such as during walking or standing for long periods. Vitamin E's antioxidant properties are thought to help defend this delicate lining from some of that oxidative burden. Vitamin E has also been studied for its mild effect on platelet function, the tiny blood cells involved in clotting. Some research suggests it may support healthier blood viscosity, meaning blood that flows a bit more smoothly through smaller vessels, including the fine capillary networks in the lower legs and feet. A notable clinical study following adults over 70 for a full year found that those who maintained higher blood levels of vitamin E showed better performance on standardized walking distance tests compared to those with lower levels, a common way researchers measure functional circulation in the legs. Another study focused specifically on endothelial function found that supplementation with natural source vitamin E over a 12-week period was associated with improved flow-mediated dilation, a direct measurement of how well blood vessels widen in response to increased blood flow demand. You'll find vitamin E naturally in almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and avocado. Caution: if you take blood-thinning medication, this is one to be especially careful with. Vitamin E, particularly in supplement form at higher amounts, may affect how blood clots. Please talk to your doctor before adding a vitamin E supplement, especially if you're on blood thinners like warfarin. Number 2, vitamin C. Most of us grew up hearing that vitamin C is for colds and immune support. But there's a whole other side to this vitamin that rarely gets talked about: its role in collagen production. Collagen is the structural protein that gives your blood vessel walls their strength and elasticity. Without enough vitamin C, the body's ability to produce and maintain healthy collagen may become impaired, and researchers believe this could leave vein walls, particularly the smaller veins and capillaries in the legs, more fragile and less able to maintain proper tone. This is part of why some people notice easier bruising or visible spider veins as they get older, especially if their vitamin C intake has declined. Vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant, and some research suggests it may help protect blood vessel linings from oxidative stress, a process some scientists believe contributes to the gradual stiffening of blood vessels over time. A study examining vein wall structure in older adults found a correlation between low vitamin C levels and reduced collagen density in vein tissue samples, suggesting a possible structural link to vein health. Another research trial, looking at circulation in the lower legs, found that participants who increased their vitamin C intake over an 8-week period reported measurable improvement in subjective circulation symptoms, such as heaviness and swelling, compared to a control group, though the researchers emphasized that individual results varied significantly. The best sources of vitamin C include citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruit, bell peppers, which actually contain more vitamin C by weight than oranges, strawberries, kiwi, and broccoli. Because vitamin C is water-soluble, the body doesn't store it well, which means consistent daily intake, rather than occasional large amounts, tends to matter most. Caution: vitamin C from food is very well tolerated by almost everyone. If you're considering a supplement, particularly at higher amounts, it's worth mentioning to your doctor if you have any history of kidney stones, since very high supplemental doses have been associated with kidney stone risk in some people. Number 3. Vitamin B. 3/niacin. Niacin has a long history in vascular research. In fact, it was one of the earliest nutrients studied specifically for its relationship to blood flow. One of niacin's most well-documented properties is its ability to cause vasodilation, a temporary widening of blood vessels. Many people who take niacin supplements report a warm, flushing sensation shortly after, which is actually the vessels dilating in real time. Beyond this immediate effect, niacin plays a role in how the body processes fats in the bloodstream. Some research suggests niacin may help support healthier cholesterol balance, which in turn is associated with blood vessels that are less prone to the kind of buildup that can restrict circulation over time. A long-term clinical study examining niacin supplementation in older adults found participants who took a controlled dose over several months showed improvement in ankle brachial index scores, a common medical measurement doctors use to assess blood flow to the legs. A separate observational study of adults over 70 found that those with higher dietary niacin intake, primarily from food sources, reported fewer instances of leg discomfort during walking compared to those with lower intake, though the researchers were careful to note that many other lifestyle factors could be involved. You'll find niacin naturally in foods like chicken breast, turkey, tuna, peanuts, and mushrooms. Number 4. Vitamin K2. You may have heard of vitamin K in the context of blood clotting, but K2 specifically, a lesser-known form of this vitamin, has become a major focus of vascular research in recent years, and for good reason. Here's the concept in simple terms. Your body has a protein called matrix GLA protein, whose job is to help keep calcium out of your artery and vein walls, where it doesn't belong, and direct it instead to your bones, where it does. But this protein needs vitamin K2 to become active. Without enough K2, researchers believe this calcium-regulating protein may not function properly, which could allow calcium to build up in the walls of blood vessels over time, a process associated with vessels becoming stiffer and less flexible. This matters enormously for circulation, because when the vessels supplying your legs lose flexibility, blood may have a harder time flowing freely, particularly during movement or changes in position, which some researchers believe may contribute to that heavy or achy feeling in the legs that becomes more common with age. A widely cited study following thousands of adults over several years found that those with higher dietary intake of K2 had a notably lower incidence of arterial calcification and related vascular events compared to those with lower intake. Another clinical trial that gave participants a K2 supplement over a 3-year period found measurably less progression of arterial stiffness in the supplemented group compared to the placebo group, as measured by vascular elasticity scans. Researchers involved noted that K2's role in calcium regulation appeared to be the likely mechanism behind the difference. Where do you find K2? It's found in fermented foods, most notably natto, a fermented soybean dish common in Japanese cuisine. It's also present in smaller amounts in hard cheeses, egg yolks, and grass-fed dairy products. Caution: if you take blood-thinning medication such as warfarin, vitamin K, in any form, including K2, can interact directly with how that medication works. Vitamin number 5, vitamin B12. B12 plays a central role in the health of your nerves and in the production of red blood cells, the very cells responsible for carrying oxygen down to your legs and feet. When B12 runs low, red blood cell production may slow down, and the nerves lining your legs can become more vulnerable to damage. This is sometimes described as peripheral neuropathy, and it's part of why some older adults experience that unexplained tingling, numbness, or pins and needles feeling in their lower legs. Here's what makes this particularly important after 70. As we age, the stomach naturally produces less of a protein called intrinsic factor, which the body needs to absorb B12 from food. This means even if someone is eating enough B12-rich foods, their body may not be absorbing it properly. Research published in nutrition journals has estimated that a meaningful percentage of adults over 70 may have suboptimal B12 levels for exactly this reason. Not because they aren't eating right, but because their body's ability to absorb it has quietly declined. One study examining older adults with low B12 status found an association between deficiency and reduced nerve conduction velocity, essentially slower signals traveling through the nerves in the legs. Slower nerve signals have been linked in some research to that heavy, sluggish feeling many seniors describe in their lower limbs. A separate study looking at circulation markers in adults over 65 found that those with low B12 levels were more likely to report cold extremities and leg discomfort compared to those with adequate levels. Though researchers note more research is needed to fully understand the relationship. So where can you find B12? The richest sources are animal-based: eggs, dairy products like yogurt and milk, and fish such as salmon and sardines. If this video helped you, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe for more research-backed videos on heart and vascular health for adults over 50. And if you know someone between 70 and 90 who's been struggling with leg circulation, consider sharing this with them today. It might be exactly what they needed to hear. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.